Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about the Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
I should never have taken up my father's business.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist. Hope.
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital...
Ah, Could it be...
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
I still have questions about...
I don't know much about the man.
Goodbye. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has...
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, Go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you...
All quite...
I am. Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Блин, уже был этот диалог. Запутался. Так, все. С ним все. Пока. Душный ты, дядя. Ну, разумеется. Как же без врагов, вражин. Ну, еще один материализовался, блядь. О-о-о. А, блядь. Утонул. Козел. Да блин, замучил ты. Где моя стамина, блядь? Напьюсь хоть из себя. Понял. Кладбище. Ты кто?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the...
Really?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She...
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? whom she may know.
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma.
Enigma.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Справедливо.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful...
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he...
Not interested in your talent? I'll leave you. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who hurts a girl in the street at night, it reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Очень содержательный диалог.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? You don't seem to need my Very... I cannot
Привет.
enter.
Как дела? Вопрос номер 1. Ты чё в шапке? Надо так. Не холодно, просто так надо. Так. Да ладно. Я не осуждаю. Так. Как же... О! Сюда. И зачем сюда? Вампир. Так и называется. Блин. Вон. Вампир. Просто вампир, и все. Ну... Типа, знаешь... Это от разрабов «Очень странная жизнь». И по факту это, в принципе, такая же игра, только сюда еще прикрутили боевку. Добавили элементов Souls-лайка, блядь. Их уже, блядь, куда только не добавляют, блядь. Лондонский вампир. Лондонский. Хирург. Чел просыпается. Жена мертва. Сам он убить себя не может. Пытался застрелиться. Все равно, блядь, живой. Да, Life is Strange. От тех же самых разрабов. Почтовый ящик и письмо, блядь. Вот. И тут такой около открытый мир. Ты бегаешь, прокачиваешь уровень, набираешь себе скиллы, которыми можно, драться. Очевидно. Вот. Здесь, много квестов. Квесты называются расследования. Такая достаточно, неплохая квестовая система в виде, опять же, скажу, расследований детективных. Вот. Нужно все диалоги смотреть, все, нажимать, прожимать. Есть некоторый отыгрыш ролевой, но он вообще слабый пиздец просто. Сюжет. Ему нужно выяснить, почему его... Тихо, сейчас расскажу, потом на тебя отпиздю. Иди нахуй, блядь. Вот. Сюжет, он пытается выяснить, зачем его превратили в вампира. Вот. И кто убил жену. И тут еще испанский грипп в городе орудует, все умирают. Также вот есть районы, кварталы, блядь, жилые массивы. У каждого района свое состояние здоровья. Его нужно поддерживать. Там, лекарства создавать. Ты же врач, ёпта, блядь. Лекарства создавать и давать их больным. Вот. Я так понял, вот это красненькие, это значит тяжелые. А это вот не очень. Но это не точно. Все, теперь ты. 14 уровень. И еще я заметил то, что враги всегда выше тебя по уровню. Вот я 11 уровня. Да, прячу бронхи в дипломат, блядь. Вот. Вот, их всегда, их кучка. Вот их всегда кучка, блядь. Вот и ты, блядь, играешь, вот, Souls-like, блядь. Вот он, блядь. 16 уровень, блядь. Ой, что это такое? Блядь, еще оглушили, ёпты. Вот это какой-то новый тип врагов. Блядь, ну он мне пизды даст. Ну, вот он 16 уровня, блядь. Преподобный Кейн, блядь. Ой, вот этого можно добить, лоха. Так, подожди, секунду. Мне тут привезли курьеры. Мне привезли суши. Эх, скоро поживлюсь. Так. Ой, заебал эта ебатория, блядь. Ну чё он делает? Перестань. Что ты, блядь, делаешь? Все, иди нахуй. Лох. Ты это самое. Не с того района. На. Чё? Какой-то мини-босс, блядь. Я его сейчас это самое, заабьюзю нахуй. Сейчас произойдет абьюз. Потому что они не могут вот в этот район зайти. На, блядь. Но это долго будет. Что ты мне сделаешь, блядь? Если я тебе еще вот так сделаю. На. Козел. Подожди. Сейчас пестик достану, блядь. Тебе вообще будет плохо. 61, 62. Ой, блядь, тихо. Да, блин, хватит. Да ё-моё. На. Подожди, патроны кончились, Святая сила. А ну. Египетская. На, блядь. Козел. Я сломал игру, блядь. Че, не можешь зайти сюда, да? Иди отсюда. Я тебя сейчас убью. Подожди. Вот и все, блядь. Оглушил силы своей веры. Вот так вот. Блин, куда я телефон свой дел? Блядь. Оглушил силой своей веры, блядь. Нихуя себе. Тут приколы. Это да, вот и вот так всегда, вот. Как-то я не так сидел маленько. И вот так вот всегда вот играешь. И постоянно противники. Вот, 15 уровня. Короче, я, наверное, пока мне в этот район, возможно, рано просто. Я пошел отсюда. Так. Чё? Кто зайдет, ты, ёпта? Чё, рофлишь? Так. Я, блядь, сегодня ушел к врачу. Все, я вот. Ушел к врачу. Вот врач, блядь. Вот. Ёбаный хирург, нахуй. Чё я, блядь, соврал? И в чем я не прав? Вот и все. В чем я не прав? Да. Зачем этот балкон нужен, блядь? Вот я не понимаю. И что, вот залез я на него, и что? И все? Андрюха? Андрюха не знает, что такое Twitch. Во-первых. Во-вторых, даже если он увидит, он ничего не скажет. Не надо драматизировать. Так. Сюда. Вот Чаппел-стрит. Да, возможен криминал. Бля, я не понимаю, но надо найти почтовый ящик, блядь. Какой почтовый ящик? Где? Кто почтовый ящик? О, какая-то баба неизвестная. А ну сюда.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
О, это что, ночная бабочка?
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually.
Блин, загипнотизировать нельзя.
It depends on the price of your.
А, бесплатно.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to love.
Ясно все.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke
В игре очень много диалогов.
Anything you can tell me about her?
Обычно, ну, я их скипаю. Мне потому что не нравится. В 80% игр, в которых я играл, я скипаю диалоги. Но здесь не хочется. Здесь очень неплохие диалоги. Ну так, нормально написано. Добро.
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Блять, шиза уже нахуй.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Особенно классику.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with,
Обращайся.
would not be what you
Зато без запаха. Так, все здесь. О, здесь.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work.
Ну, блин. Платишь за час, 58 минут разговариваешь. Нормально.
The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Вот это ролевой отыгрыш, типа нужно выбрать, каким вампиром ты хочешь быть, добрым или злым. Можно ей нагрубить, я не знаю. Я вас не осуждаю, вас осуждаю, блядь. Я вас одобряю. Вот. И в зависимости от этого будет подсказка у тебя или нет. То есть ее можно вообще проебать. Ну, навсегда. Что вот выбрать? Я обычно вот здесь слева обычно всегда такие нейтрально добрые выборы. Одобряем, да. И не осуждаем. И не осуждаем. Да.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly.
Жизни
But it is not your
шлюх
concern.
важны.
Goodbye.
Все, прощай. Так, куда мне надо идти? Где-то здесь. Какой-то почтовый ящик, блядь. Где его искать? Я в душе не ебу. Че мне, блядь, тут пиксель-хантингом заниматься, блядь? Где он? Найти почтовый ящик. Надо рассуждать логически. Где может быть почтовый ящик? Около какого-нибудь входа, правильно? Ну, около входа в дом. Около двери. Это церковь какая-то. Давай, удачи. Не болей. Спасибо, что зашел. Нашел.
The content of Darius' letter.
Ясно, понятно.
Give me more leverage to enter.
Найти жителей Уайтчапела. Жителей? А, пробраться в дом уже. Все, погнали. Изи. Изи. Может, кого-нибудь сожрать еще? Кто тут первого уровня? Вот этот лошок. Гарри Питерсон. Блин, а у него переутомление, за него немного дадут. Питерсон. Пятый. Этих я уже схавал. Так, а тут кто? Четвертый, второй, первый. Вот это кто? Фидик. Этого можно схавать. Теперь, да, одну подсказку я потерял. До этого можно схавать в больнице. 6000, офигеть. Вот этого можно было схавать, кстати. Что-то я всех жалею тут. Всех пожалел, никого не захотел схавать. Надо было сразу их жрать. Ну ладно, сейчас этот квест закончу, потом пойду их жрать. Объять надо их. Кто? Кто орет? Так, с тобой я только что разговаривал, по-моему, да? Да. Тут поехавший. По-моему, вот где-то вот здесь. По-моему, в доме он.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this?
Вот этого чела надо схавать. Блин, а можно ему лекарство дать?
I'm not
Do you need any?
Yes, I do.
Да.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to...
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like...
Получается, вот с него 700 можно получить теперь. Так, нужно вот это
Do you
вот.
remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I like books.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father?
But you are not responsible.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my sake.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an...
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thug.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find...
Интересно, что здесь за подсказка? Подсказка заблокирована.
Goodbye.
Так, а где он? Вот он. Барретт Льюис это кто? Это вот этот, да?
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Что, попробовать с ними пообщаться еще разок?
You again?
Так, тут нету.
Goodbye.
Fancy bye.
You never...
Тут все. Блин, может схавать его, 700 получить опыта и все. Дело с концом.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure.
Да, да, конечно,
Even
может.
my dreams are soaked with glue.
So,
I'm not bo-
Мне нужна твоя одежда.
Death is so cold. I hoped it would be more meaningful.
Полуавтоматический пистолет Джо. Неплохо. Может его поюзать? Ну, у него... Блин, у него... Магазин больше. Оглушение меньше, время перезарядки меньше. Ну, попробуем. Я схавал твоего сына.
You again?
why is your relationship with
Да,
your son
сложные
so
отношения
Harry and I
с мертвым
are so
сыном.
different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that.
How dare you tell me what I should...
You're a
Плохой
bad
отец.
father who scares his son and...
I don't think I like your attitude, sir. In fact, I'm starting to dislike your face so much, I might try to improve.
I'd like to see you try, Colossus Joe. In the meantime, are you sure I can't be of any help to your son? I am a doctor.
Never. Harry's... complicated.
Хорошо, не буду трогать, братан.
Goodbye.
Давай. Все, схаван. Минус. Синус, минус. Так. Ну тут все с хорошим уровнем. Вот этого надо схавать, дурачка. Он бесполезный. И вот этого можно схавать. Это я вообще не знаю, где находится. Честно.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again.
Второй уровень гипноза. Где его взять?
Sir, wait. Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction.
Так, надо все облутать. Тебе это не надо, братан. В Рыкалаке. Ой, как много всего в Рыкалаке, блядь. Я чё, блядь, зашел книжку почитать? Или в Рыкалака. Мертвец, который не разлагается, пока Враколак может напиться свежей крови, его лицо сохранит ярко-красный цвет. Это что, мой персонаж? А, нет, это что-то про волка. Понятно. Закрыто, блядь. Как открыть? Ой, это кто? Дороти Крейн с каким-то Ганнибалом Лектором, блядь. Сюда.
If you want to talk to Dorothea,
we've not been formally introduced.
I am Darius Petrescu.
Do you need some help?
I am very tired.
Well, I think you do. Take the
free drugs from an English doctor.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius?
What? I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about...
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. But I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead I am for them, I suppose.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
I know you've...
Блин. Назад.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all.
She seems important.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few
Tell me everything you know about Camellia.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough and clever.
Are you in love with Camellia?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no clue.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor.
Tell me... Goodbye.
Goodbye. 2000. С него схавать можно было. Если бы у меня был гипноз. Закрылся. Понял? О, что-то вам вообще плохо. Адски. Есть тут поживиться чем?
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Sculp! Hand me that sculp!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor.
Порезали пацана. Чего у него с глазами, блядь? Неужели никто не видит, что у него с глазами,
He's
блядь?
still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Умрет сейчас. Я же вообще не понимаю, что я делаю, нахуй.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Бывает.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manner. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't...
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plundered.
But why Lady...
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf and sheep...
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Блин. Вот можно с нее опыт, в принципе, получить сразу же. Наверное. Загипнотизирует. Ладно. Будем добрыми.
You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities... and the resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
4000 мог с нее плеё. Как можно было качнуться жестко? Ладно.
It's locked.
Как открыть, блин? Так, теперь надо... К Эшбери этой, да? Почему, блядь, не ставится? Я не могу посмотреть. Ну почему он переводит на убежище, блядь? Ну и говно, пиздец, заебал. Опа. Кто это? Это вам пиздец. Блин. Не вставай. Откуда вы взялись, блядь? И деда, наверное, тоже, да, захуячили уже? Так, сейчас. Сейчас надо. Просто кол взять, блядь, осиновый. Не получше. Сюда. Козел сбил. Рот, блядь. Настя, деремся. Блядь, заебал. Топором заебенил. Козел. Зареспаунились черти, блядь. Везде, да? Или только здесь? Дариус Петреску.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doctor.
Я же не могу его, да, загипнотизировать, потому что у меня... А, можно? Давай.
Who will assist Dorothea helping our comrades now that I die?
Маленький ключ. Теперь можно открыть его сейф. Шиллинги 100. Так. Мне надо в больницу.
human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
И кем же? Ух ты! Ух ты! Да вам черт. Да эй! Тихо. Козел. Да блин. Привет. Так, надо его сюда отвезти. Ах ты тварь. Здесь он тонуть. Козел, блядь, сюда. Блин. Уродцы.
of my own.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood. Soldier.
Not really.
As long as you
Don't think.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need any... Our job... Goodbye, Milton.
You look exhausted. Good.
Do you require... No. Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Куда ты пошел? Эй. Стоять.
Hey! What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say.
You mean your wife keeps you on your...
No, I mean, we both have
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she...
Your wife?
That knife has always been my luck.
A lucky charm.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice, but when they're really dirty...
Do you want...
I don't need it here, but...
A grateful clay cop?
I can give you directions, but I'll be...
I'll leave...
Так, где-то еще один врач с переутомлением. А кто он? Кто он? Кто такой? Переутомление Раджеш. Кроид. Фидик. Ну вы кто? Давай, давай лечиться. Иди отсюда.
Good evening. Do you need... Don't take too many. Goodbye.
Все, goodbye. Так, еще кто-то. Сейчас всех вылечу.
Good evening. Good. Is there...
Держи.
Goodbye for now.
Так, еще какой-то чел. Вот он.
Do you need...
Блин.
I will...
Надо идти. Че это такое? Багулина? Забавно. Так. Надо еще одно лекарство, да? О, два еще. У тебя переутомление, тебе еще два приготовить надо. Так, как мне попасть на свой балкон? Вот он. Опа. Очки.
Do you need... Let me...
Держи, братан.
Thank you for your time.
Doctor,
Good evening.
Do you...
Держи.
Good...
Ты как,
Good
братик?
evening. Do you need...
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already.
I have to...
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening.
Tell me more about your arrival at the...
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the
Tell me more.
What?
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people...
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be taught.
Ой.
What? She charged you for...
Yes, and I paid without question.
Goodbye.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, blundering shift never ends. If only I were young again. Just a dozen years.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do you know? Mr. Thatch.
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean.
No. Nobody.
Why were you locked in that soup?
I went by the canal after an argument with a...
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors say.
Why did you run?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their...
Your fear of being trapped is not going...
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last up.
Do you want to talk?
No!
An irrational fear like yours is usually...
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a...
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I'll...
Goodbye.
Пошел ты нахуй.
Oi! You should eat! Kill him! It's one of them!
Стоит, смотрит. Урод, блядь.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Hey, Doc.
I have found that...
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox...
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future.
Who knows what am I... Killed, extorted, stole. Now I die. Fuck it. I live the way I wanted.
No. Прикол. Вообще неизвестный ран какой-то. О, у меня уровень гипноза вырос. Второй теперь. О. Да вот этого вылечить сходить. Можно на это поставить, да? Покушал?
Words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, idiot.
Че, обо мне разговариваете? Не понял. Где она? Ух ты! Страх какой.
I would ask you to avert your eyes.
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like him.
Hiding your true appetites behind...
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan.
So in the end, the accusation...
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades.
Anyway, I have concluded...
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, Your Ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from...
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires...
A vampire?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can...
How to put it? All Ekon.
Are you?
Yes, I am. We are the closest...
I've been hearing a voice talk...
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your...
Excuse my forward...
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution. And I'm no fool.
How could this cause...
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny.
I don't understand.
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly...
So me being a...
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake.
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the...
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our...
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to...
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on...
I know this is beyond the...
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now. And 20...
Very well. But I believe...
A lady has to have...
And who bestowed it?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save...
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by...
William Bishop wasn't the vampire...
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Skull?
Not a true vampire.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan.
The Spanish flu?
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the...
What is it?
Fear has long since flown this form.
Are there many?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet...
Do you know any of them?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night.
Will they all be as affable as...
I do not see why not. But remember...
That sounds like a less...
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience.
When I awoke, changed.
Though I can't be certain. More than...
Once glorious.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous.
You make them sound...
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone.
I bid you farewell. For now. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Козёл.
Fuck, it's fast!
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it all...
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed.
Don't like questions. Or doctors.
What can you tell me about this part?
A shithole filled with maggots.
Are you thinking...
Nope. Hate them all.
Is there no one?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke.
What's your...
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her.
You seem upset.
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot.
Sometimes it's hard.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she...
Do you recall...
That's something...
I don't know...
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, Mr. Fish.
Минус район. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you...
Don't take it personally.
Yes, you had...
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Inebriation...
Yes.
Take...
Hey, Doc.
Surely...
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good.
Sounds like you were an...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believe that exclusive property is a robbery in nature.
Do you really... You think the world is that bad?
No. I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty.
I want to know more about...
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore?
No. I hope they'll come...
Do you believe...
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
What do you do for a living, Miss?
I drink.
Don't you work?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Почему он не прав?
Why do you drink so?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see...
You sound very sad.
That's because I am.
Is there anything...
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighbor.
No reason at all to rejoice.
Let me tell you a story.
Another time. Goodbye. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Do you need...
I'm all right.
What can you tell me?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint...
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep the...
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by...
I see. So you...
Something like that. Nothing that a few wise...
You're something of a...
I'm only pouring alcohol for every...
Since...
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are...
How could a physician...
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps...
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's...
Goodbye.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for it.
No idea who she's dealing with.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Who are you?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here for charity.
Miss Edwina Cox.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is...
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means...
Are you aware of what happened?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except...
What can you tell me about your...
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be...
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor.
I'm not interested in a career.
Fair enough. Stay away from us.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel...
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every...
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they...
What can you...
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage.
You sound like...
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave...
Looting corpses in a mass...
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind...
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit...
Bastards, all of them. This...
Can I see...
As long as you...
See me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
It's locked. All right.
Блять, откуда ты взялся?
Crush the leech, boys!
I cannot enter.
Здорово. А, думал, чихнул. А? Будь здоров. В любом случае.
For now, everything seems under control. More or less.
Come on! And I will show you how a wet boot does business! You won't get me here! Get out! Get the fuck out, you Get away from me! Get the fuck out, you crazy bastards!
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing?
I'm not sure that's any of you.
I hope you realize that...
Ah! I'm not afraid of these guards.
I wasn't specifically referring to the...
They took my boy!
I see. But as a... I said, your life...
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family. Are you sure?
Young man.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your
Please speak, but I have...
This strain of flu. It's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is...
This is very interesting.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine?
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting...
What on earth do you...
Why you, my dear boy?
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to...
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibility...
We'll discuss this more later.
No, thank you, Jonathan.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.